So there's a couple of more things that I want to say before I try to detach from this and go offline and play some Super Nintendo. It's hard for me to detach from a thought process once it's in my head, though, because I obsess over it and I will keep thinking about it all day long, all night long, just over and over and over again. I tried to explain to you guys when this all first began that my family is abusive. My aunt is abusive. And she was not the ones physically putting her hands on us. That does not mean she was not a part of the abuse. She knew what my father was before I was even born. When they went to prison, she's the one that took care of my little brother. And she was proud of how fat he got under her care. And she remarked that he was starving to death because my parents were not taking care of him. But did she report those things to Child Services? My grandmother and I had a bit of a falling out because we had a conversation that it made me angry. And she would never understand my side of it. And it was that she, multiple times during my childhood, Child Services was called. And my mom would call my grandmother. And my grandmother would rush over. And she would talk to the police or the Child Services, and she would agree to take us children away for a while so that my parents could cool off or figure things out. She would take us, and then she would take the rest of them back a couple of hours later and keep me. And then when it came time for me to go home too, she would take me home and leave me with these people that she knew were abusing me. And yes, one of these people was her daughter, which should have been an even stronger reason to do something about it, instead of just going every week and picking up the child you like and taking her away and then bringing her back to be beat and neglected and abused for the rest of the week. And I started to wonder, did my grandmother even care about me? Like, why? Why did she even take me? Why didn't she let Child Services intervene so that we could have been taken away and had a chance? If she wanted me, okay, but like, she could have found a way to have me and still have had my siblings be safe. It's all so, and you know, that's the thing with abuse in families. You get used to it and you start feeling like you can't say anything about it. My grandmother was used to being beat by the men in her life. So she didn't really see a problem with my mother being beat by the man in her life. But there was definitely a problem. Just because you're used to the abuse doesn't mean it's not there. It just means you've become so accustomed to it that you don't see it or feel it anymore. I do. I still feel it. I still hear my family in my head telling me that I am nothing, that I am stupid and worthless, that nobody's ever going to love me or want me, that I'm never going to be anything or do anything. These are not things that children should be told. In my family, it wasn't like most kids, I guess, would come home from school with good report cards and they'd like have a special dinner or get congratulated. I would get put down and told that I was being uppity and acting like I was better than everybody else, and I needed to just shut up and sit down and stop acting so smart and stop trying to be somebody. Maybe I am somebody. People in my comments keep coming and saying, well, you're not that special. If I'm not that special, why the hell are multiple channels making multiple videos about me? Why is one of them making a movie about me? You can't spend a full month terrorizing me and then at the same time say, you're not that special, get over yourself. Y'all have spent a whole lot of time messing with me if you don't think I'm that special. Y'all speak out of both sides of your mouth, and it frustrates me. Because on one side you say, I'm an abuser because I dropped my ex-husband off at that apartment when I never knew what was happening inside of it. But then you will look at my aunt who knew exactly what was happening inside of that trailer for 20 years, and you won't see her as abusive at all. How hypocritical can you be? And I'm frustrated by it. It's frustrating. Y'all are fucking frustrating.